I mean, I never met him. All I have is the music that he left behind. But boy, does it suck to be in a world that he no longer is. Last week I talked about my own legacy and my worry about what that was going to be when I finally left this earth. And this week I want to talk a little bit about someone who has left an incredible legacy of their own, David Bowie. And the way that I think I want to do this is to steal something that I saw once on Craig Ferguson's Late Late Show when he was actually still hosting that, which was I want to exalt, I want to admire, I want to raise up the life that was David Bowie. This is a sad time and it's a depressing time, and it really sucks that someone who was only 69 years old was taken once again by that great evil cancer. But let's talk about what he did for other people. And because this is YouTube and I'm incredibly narcissistic, let's talk about how that affects me in particular. And the way I'm going to do that is in 4 parts. Part 1, An Oddity. Apparently I'm Ira Glass now. I don't remember how old I was, but I do remember very vividly the very first time that I heard A Space Oddity by David Bowie. And it's that one of his most famous songs, you know, ground control to Major Tom. I don't know what that noise was I just made. But as a small child, I was like, what is this? I like this, but I have no idea how this music is happening. You have to realize, too, that when I was growing up, grew up on a farm, I was listening to mostly just country music. I just kind of became a little bit obsessed by his look, because when they showed me a picture of David Bowie, I was just like, who is this person? I was just immediately captured by the mystique of David Bowie, and it was because of that song that drew me into this lifelong love. Part 2, Getting Lost. Labyrinth is this very special movie that I fear I sometimes look at through the rose-colored lenses of nostalgia. I don't know what it would be like if it came out today and I went and saw it, and maybe I'd hate it. But I know that I don't. It kind of encapsulates all these things I love. I mean, I already liked David Bowie, I adore Jim Henson, and fantasy fiction is something that I'm constantly either reading or watching or experiencing. I still continue to watch it to this day, and I love every little bit of it, and I really appreciate the fact, and this is true for pretty much any children's movie, when it's not afraid to scare the children that are watching it. I guess helps us train to when we actually experience those things later on in life. And Labyrinth, for me, was one of those movies. Plus, it highlights David Bowie's package very, very well, so if you're into that, yay. Part 3, Questioning. David Bowie came out as bisexual in the 1970s, at a time where that was definitely not an okay thing to do. And it just showcases, and there's actually a term for this, or a theory for this that I'm completely forgetting right now, but it kind of states that the amount of talent that you have actually allows you to have a certain amount of deviance before people really start to care. And so the fact that he came out and said, hey, I kind of like guys too, at that time, just shows you how talented he was. But for me, finding that out, again at a young age, and coming into adulthood, and really trying to figure out what my sexuality was, and finally understanding that it was bisexual, it was a huge deal. And probably the biggest reason why I still love David Bowie to this day is, yes, it's this great music, yes, he's this really weird and interesting artist, but it's also because he took the stance at a time where he very realistically could have been run out of the music business. He decided to stand up and say, no, this is who I am, deal with it. Part 4, what is this? One of the things that I greatly admired about David Bowie was his love of experimentation. There's this really interesting and I think great album called Low that came out kind of unfortunately the same year as Heroes did. Everyone kind of goes to that album, or Hunky Dory that came a few years earlier, as well as Ziggy Stardust. But this is this other 70s album that he made that he's dealing with electronica music, different things with his vocals, and just trying to push the boundaries of what a pop artist was. But even in his later years, we have Black Star that just came out, which is very obviously his goodbye opus that he wanted to do before he kind of knew the end was coming. This guy's in his 60s and he's still trying to do wildly different things. And for me, that lets me know I don't need to stay stuck in a box or in a bubble. I can choose to push my way out of there whenever I want to. Bowie was like, I'm never happy just being the same thing. I need to try different stuff all the time. And for me, that's a great message to get, and especially something that you can use when you're younger. I certainly worry about my own legacy, and kind of the flip side of that is I sometimes worry that I have made the people that I admire into just things instead of actual people. And so when these sorts of events happen, when you learn about the death of someone that you greatly admire and you have to face your own mortality by saying, oh man, they were an actual person, I kind of just took for granted that they're going to be around forever. And the weird thing is even though their body won't be, their body of work will. I can go right now and listen to my favorite Bowie songs. I can watch my favorite performances from him. And in that way, he is always going to be here. But I still wish that the man was still here creating new and interesting works, because we're kind of lesser when he's not here. Alright, well thank you for watching. My name is Kyle. I make new videos every Thursday. Every week I also sort of co-host a podcast called Whatever This Is. A link to that and all of my social media is down in the description below. What are your memories of David Bowie? Let me know down in the comments below. A place where you can always be a space odyssey and we can be heroes.